Here we have the question. A straight line segment of 2L having the line charge density lambda is lying along the y prime y axis shown in the below. The electric field intensity at a point P which is at a distance x from the line segment along the y is. So what is the answer? We are going to do it right now. It's a little bit lengthier calculation, but it would be simple. You can understand easily.
For this problem, we need to draw the diagram. There is the straight line segment of length 2L. You need to draw. It's carrying the positive charge. So this length is 2L. This is carrying positive charge. The charge density of this one is lambda. You can call the charge density of the current. It is lambda. So at a point P, but it is not exactly from the middle, it is somewhere else from here. At a point P, the distance from the conductor, the point P is held at a x distance. The distance between the conductor as well as the point P is x. It is making with the one end of the that straight line conductor the 30 degree, the other end it is making 60 degree. Then the length would be it's a 2L. What this is a and along the y-axis y prime you can call. They're having the charge density lambda. So what is the electric field intensity at a point P? They are asking what is the G at a point P. Suppose if you want to write the electric field intensity at a point P, what you got to do? Just you need to draw the vector diagram, because here the x component y component they are not equal. Due to from this end it is making, suppose if you are calculating the distance between this end to the point P, it is r1. It is because it's a plus, this conductor is carrying the positive charge, the electric field emerging, then it will go along this direction. So it is making with this, due to this end it is making x component of the electric field as well as the y component of the electric field the same manner. This is a net electric field. This end also because it's carrying positive charge, so electric field will emerge from this point. So due to this end it is making this direction, so it is also having the x component as well as the y component, but y component are not equal. So it is not equal, so you can't cancel with each other. We need to explicitly find what is the x component of the electric field, what is the y component of the electric field. So then we have to make up the sum of the two electric field. We need to find what is the exact expression. You can keep that length is here, it's ex. So now what we are going to do, make the small length segment of length dy. This is a length dy. Due to this element at a distance r1, what is an electric field we are going to find. So this distance you can call this is r2. In general you can call this angle of this t 60 degree you can call it theta 1, 30 degree you can call theta 2. So first we need to find the general solution in terms of theta 1 theta 2, then after we can substitute what is our theta 1 as well as the theta 2. So in general, due to this small segment, because the whole length will contribute to electric field at a point P. First we can find what is the electric field due to the small segment dy at a point P. Then we can integrate our length. It will give the total electric field at a point P. So first we can find the small segment dy. What is the electric field at a point P? So in this small segment d contribute the electric field at a point B, dE electric field. So that you can write the electric field. So small segment electric field at a point P that should be equal to, you can call that is due to the small segment the electric field dE, it would be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. This small segment contribute the charge, it's a dq charge at a distance r1 square. So this is the electric field at a point P due to the small segment, but it is having the two component, because there is an x component, there is an y component of the electric field. So before that we are going to do some trigonometric algebra from this uh, given right angle triangle. We know what is the, suppose if you are taking this is a length y, because it's along the y direction, this is along the x direction. In general you can tell the, maybe we can put the sum of the trigonometric algebra here, the tan theta, you can call in general this angle is theta, so the tan theta equal to opposite over adjacent y by x, or else you can call the y equal to x tan theta. If you are differentiating this y with respect to theta, it will give x sin, because x is a constant, the point is fixed. So if you got to differentiate with respect to only theta, if you are differentiating this tan theta, it will give secant square theta dy by theta. If you are pushing the d theta side, it will give dy equal to x secant square theta. So that is one of the relation we can make it from here. Even if you are taking it's a theta 2, then it will give tan theta 2. Anyway, theta is a variable, we are going to integrate from minus theta 1 to plus theta 2, the extreme angle. Next theta, we want to know the cos theta. The cos theta in general you can write for the right angle triangle, you can call it p b, this is pb a, this point if you can call a. In this pba right angle triangle, just to make the shortcut, if you are writing what is for cos theta, that would be equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse r, or you can rearrange r1, you can say it's x divided by cos theta or x secant theta, or else you can call r1 square equal to x square secant square theta. So these two relation we need it here, because the r1 square in here in that small segment we are having the r1 square, then dq we are going to write in terms of dy, because here we found the what is our dy in terms of the angle theta. So r1 square we know, dy we know, so we are going to write what is our de. So de in general you can write the electric field due to the small segment, the small segment dy. So that dE equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught times the dq. In general the charge density is equal to the charge divided by the unit length. Here we are taking small segment dy, or else you can call the dq equal to lambda times dy for the small segment. This is charge density equation, the small charge equal to lambda times the charge density times small segment dy. So you can write this dq is equal to the lambda times dy divided by the r1 square. So we know what is our dy, what is our r1 square from this expression. We know dy, what is our r1 square. So we are going to substitute these two value here. So hence the de, you can make it here, then it will be simple. So then de equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the lambda time dy is x secant square theta times d theta divided by the r1 square is nothing but x square secant square theta, this is r1 square. So you can cancel secant square theta, secant square theta, 1x 1x you can cancel. So de in general, the smaller segment electric field at a point P, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda theta divided by the x. This is the small electric field, so due to the small segment, but we want to calculate what is electric field at a point P due to the total length 2L. So at a point P, the small segment can contribute the x component of the electric field, y component of the electric field. So the x component of the electric field, suppose look at the diagram. If this is theta, this is also, you can make theta 1 or theta 2. This is theta 1, then you can, it's a theta 2. So in general, you can call the DEX, the x component of the electric field, is projection of the electric field, that would be equal to DE cos theta. So the y component of the electric field, you can write it's a DE sin theta, the opposite. If the small electric field is here DE, then there is x component cos theta, y component sin theta. So what you got to do, DEX, the x component of electric field, the DE electric field due to small segment dy, that would be equal to DEX equal to DE cos theta. We know what is a DE, so that would be equal to, so that DE is equal to, that will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda time lambda divided by x time the d theta. So here already cos theta will be there, so cos theta times d theta you can call. This is the x component of the electric field due to the small segment dy. Suppose if we want to know the x component of the electric field due to the total length 2L from the minus theta 1 to plus theta 1, because the angle is varying. Suppose if you look at the diagram, the angle is varying from the theta 1 to theta 2. So if you are taking this as a negative, it's a minus theta 1 to plus theta 2. So due to this total length, what is electric field at P means, you need to take the integration from the minus theta 1 to plus theta 2 on the right hand side. So here, if you are taking integration on the left hand side, it's a Ex, the total component of the electric field due to the total length, that would be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Lambda is constant, x is constant. Just the integration minus theta 1 to plus theta 2, it will go cos theta dot d theta. So this would be equal to, suppose if you are calculating this value, that would be equal to, maybe you can do it here. So Ex, the x component of the electric field, that should be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. If you are integrating the cos theta, it will give plus sin theta. So sin theta, the integration limit is minus theta 1 to plus theta 2. So Ex 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. If you are substituting the upper limit, it is sin theta 2 minus lower limit sin of minus theta 1. So sin of minus theta, it is minus sin theta, so minus into minus plus sin of theta 1. So this is the x component of that electric field. Next we need to find what is our y component of the electric field. In the same way, if you are calculating the y component, the Ey, suppose Ey, the Dey due to the small segment dy, that would be equal to the dE times the sin theta d theta. This is a y component of the electric field due to the small segment dy. If we know what is our dE, that would be here we have 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda times the dt by x d theta. So here we have sin theta d theta. Actually it's a d sin theta only, it's not the small segment dy, it's equal to d sin theta. So de we have this quantity times d theta, that sin theta we are putting it here. So what you got to do, this would be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by x. Just if you want to calculate the total field due to the segment length 2L from minus theta 1 to plus theta 2, so you need to take the integration on both sides. This is the total electric field at point P. So if you are taking the integration minus theta 1 to plus theta 2 sin theta d theta, this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon lambda by x. Integration of sin theta, it would be minus cos theta. Suppose if we are substituting minus cos theta minus theta 1 plus 2 theta 2, that Ey, the yth component of the electric field, it will give 1 by 4 pi epsilon lambda by x. The upper limit is cos theta 2, the lower limit is cos theta 1, so it's a plus cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is the yth component of the electric field. So we have the x component of the electric field lambda divided by 4 pi epsilon naught x sin theta 2 plus sin theta 1. The yth component is cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. We know what is from the diagram, theta 1 is 60 degree, theta is 2 is 30 degree. So you can easily do the x component of the electric field, that would be equal to lambda divided by 4 pi epsilon naught x. The sin theta 2 sin 30, it's 1 by 2 plus sin 60, because sin theta theta 1 is 60 degree, it's a root 3 by 2. Or else you can write it's a 4 lambda by 8 by epsilon naught x, because the 2's are common. If you are taking out inside, it will be 1 plus square root of 3. Suppose if you want to calculate Ey, it would be equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught x. The cos theta 1 cos 60, it's a square root of cos 60 is 1 by 2 minus cos theta 2, it's 30 degree, it's a square root of 3 by 2. If you are taking the denominator is common out, it will give 8 by epsilon naught x 1 minus square root of 3. Suppose if you want the net electric field, that means the total electric field at a point P, that would be the, if you want to calculate the magnitude, that would be equal to the square root of the x component square plus y component square. So this will give suppose if you are taking the square of these two, this square, take the square is common out, lambda square 8 by epsilon x whole square, the 1 plus square root of 3 whole square. This is the x common square. In the similar manner, the y common square will come. So these squares are common, you can take it out. Here 1 minus square root of 3 whole square, so square root whole square root. So if you are taking this square, the square root will get cancelled. If you are taking it out of the square root, it will give 8 lambda by 8 by epsilon x. Inside this square plus this square, so a square plus b square is 3 minus 2ab plus 2ab. Here it will give 1 plus 3 minus 2 square root 3. If you are taking the square, plus 2 square root 3 minus 2 square root 3 will get cancelled. It will give lambda by 8 epsilon x, that is the total electric field strength at a point P. So 4 plus 4, it's 8 square root of 8. So this will give, even you can take the 2 square root of 2, you can write lambda divided by 4 pi epsilon x 8 pi. So 1 2 are 2, 4 2 are 8, so you can call square root of 2 lambda over 4 pi epsilon x. So this would be the answer. Suppose they are asking the x component, this is the answer. If they are asking y component, this is the answer. Suppose if they are asking the magnitude of the resultant, that would be, this would be the answer.
Actually, we didn't have the net electric field strength answer, because they given the either the x component of the field or the y component of the field. You can rule these two option is not right answer. because it's 1 by 4, so it's a 1 by 8 with 2 4s are 8. This D option also it's having 8. So you can choose either one of the option, either B, it is a X component, or D, it's a Y component of the field at a point B due to the length of the uh, conductor 2L.